Hi Victoria, I've got your ad open. You did a good job creating this logo, and I like the typeface that you chose. It suits this theme. Your font was missing, so I'm just going to delete that right now, but you had a great strategy of using that in white. That was a really good solution. So, keep that on yours, although I can't see that here. I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can get to your other parts. Let's see. Okay, so that's your image. Your image is really stretched. It's not as obvious with the mountain range, but it's extremely obvious with the skier. So you'll need to get that back out in the correct proportion. The sun just, obviously looked way too vertical. Get that out in a better proportion, and then do your clipping mask after that point. Okay, so I know that you were trying to maintain visibility on your logos, and that's why you had put the gray box over top of everything. I really like the logos, and I want to make sure that you can see them too. So what I've done is create a box. I'll show you how I did that. Just create a rectangle, and then you open your gradient palette, which is here. So gradient palette's open. On one side I have 0 opacity, and on the other I have white at 100%. You could use a shade of gray, anything like that. And here we've got a -90. And that just refers to the angle, so that all of the white's at the bottom. So I'm just dropping this in, and that's going to give us a little bit of the haze at the bottom that's going to help your logo be more visible. But it allows us to have the full contrast at the top on the image that I'm really drawn to. Okay, and so now that you have that box, you are able to move it, make it larger, smaller, anything like that that you want to. Okay, so I'm not sure. You are using a newer version of Illustrator than I am, and so there are some pieces of this file that just are not cooperating the way that I would like for them to. Okay. Like that box. That box just keeps coming out of nowhere, and it won't let me do anything with it. Okay. So it's fine with me if you want to leave this information here in the center. One concern I did have was in your fonts. They are stretched, and that just does not look good. So when you are looking at your character palette over here, right here you've got it scaled at 153% vertical and 100% horizontal. These numbers should always be 100%. This is how this font is supposed to look. If you would like a typeface that is more condensed, one that is built to be more condensed, then you can use Arial Narrow, which you've been using. You can also download others that are more condensed. I'm just going to look real quick and see what I have, if I have something that I feel will look better. Okay, here's Gotham condensed. I'm going to substitute with that, because see how it gives you that look you want without looking stretched. It's condensed, but it's built to be that way. And this row, all of these rows just look taller than they're supposed to be. So find a nice condensed typeface and change it if you want a condensed typeface. You don't have to do that. You've included all the, and see here's a good example. This one is 206. So it's not even consistent in the way that it's being stretched. So I want you to rework all this text at the bottom so that it is much more, it's all at 100%, much less stretched. It's okay to have your logo up here. Another alternative for your logo would be to move it down to one of the corners and let Tame the Wolf be your headline that gets the most visibility. Right now your logo is kind of competing with, okay, this is just an issue because of the fact that we're using two different versions, so I'm sorry that's kind of in the way. Let me just get it out of the picture for a second. Okay, so if you want to make this smaller and down here on the right, and you can move your contact information over here, let this area of text just be by itself, then you could actually spend a little more time with Tame the Wolf and how it is placed in that space. See if I can get to where, you know, it's just not going to let me grab it. That's unfortunate. But you have all this great space, and I can see Tame the Wolf becoming much larger and your logo actually working better down here in the corner. So make those changes and send that back as your second version. Okay? Thanks so much, Victoria.